Seek the lofty by reading, hearing, and seeing great work at some moment every day. Quote of the day. Let's get right to the chart. Ethereum versus US dollar on the inverted chart. We flipped it, right? Notice the price scale, right? The lower prices are up here. The higher prices are down here. Why would we do this? I'm glad you asked. Most people, in general, love to focus on bullish charts, right? Everyone loves to come into the market when everything's frothy and overplayed, right? So that's what most people are familiar with, looking at bullish charts. So if we're in a bear market, deep in the bear cycle, sometimes you can miss, right? This is back to normal. Ethereum, right? You can miss some kind of moves, and it just helps to get different perspectives sometimes. So we had some good feedback on our Bitcoin video earlier today. So we're doing another inverted chart for Ethereum US dollars to start it off with on the weekly. Then we'll zoom out to the monthly, maybe look at some other indicators, and then maybe look at Ethereum Bitcoin if you're lucky. So here we are on the weekly chart. Where is our first zone? Right here. We're already in it, right? We've already even, you could argue, punching through it, right? Although no closing candles up here, we have tested, this is, more lofty or bearish than Bitcoin, right? Inverted, right? So if we're looking at this, normally, right, we've already punched through our kind of support level here. Our initial kind of touch points have kind of given way, although not closed outside. We need to hope that Bitcoin does not go back and hit fresh lows, right? We need 15.5-ish level to hold, and I think Ethereum can kind of hold this level, and its low could also be in. But if we break this, right, if we break through this and push this higher high, right, lower low, right, just go with me on the inverted chart here. So my language will be backwards, right? So we're looking at a bullish chart here on the inverted, right? If we break a high, right, we're likely continuing that trend. So that's what we need to be watching for, like a hawk, right? The low 880, right? So if we take that out, if we take 880 out to the low side, right? I know it can get confusing, especially if you're new to these inverted charts. Looking at the TA chart, right, there's not really a whole lot of touch points, not a lot of volume, buyers and sellers until you get up to 450 to 500 area, right? So flipping this back real quick, right, you can kind of miss that, right, if you're not looking at it, right? You have to flip it, and then you can easily see, right, that's the resistance level. So we really need to hope that this holds. If you see a closing weekly candle outside of, I would say, 1050, 1100, then the warning signs need to be going up, because for Ethereum, there's not a lot of structure between, 800 to 500, plain and simple. Look at it on the weekly chart. So if we break that, minor kind of support there, and then if you go up even higher, you got a lot of more interaction here going back years, right? Since Ethereum's initial inception. So flipping back to normal here, right? That's our Ethereum's kind of initial kind of blow off here in 2017, where it really started gaining momentum between, the $300 to $400 level, right? And fast forward, right? You have more interaction right here. After the bear market, there's our summer bubble where Bitcoin went from like 3K to 14K. Ethereum did a nice move as well, going from, 70 some dollars all the way up to, 377. That's a nice move, right? And then right back in that zone. So that's twice kind of hit that area, right? And there's another touch point on the low part of that zone. And then we busted through it and then come back, retest before all hell breaks loose to the upside, right? So that is the reason behind this zone. So that's the zone I'm looking at in the major level. If, right, say if Bitcoin goes to 10K or whatever your favorite YouTuber is calling for, right? That's if and only if. If Bitcoin does not, break 15.5 or even 15K, I would say Ethereum could hold up. We may even be able to go to 14K on Bitcoin and still keep this low in. If not, maybe we see a wick that lowers, right? Where would the wick go? Well, I would be looking at this guy right here, this kind of area, right? Not a lot of support, but maybe if we get a wick, maybe there's some people that remember way back then, and support and resistance levels are just human emotions, right? It's just humans remembering psychological levels, and there's a lot of whales that probably, back in the day have this in mind. So something around the $800 mark, wouldn't surprise me. 750 to 800, right? If we get a wick, right? If we get something like this, put in a brief lower low, recover, and do something like that, right? That's certainly possible. There's always a greater than 0% chance of pretty much anything, right? So let's invert it back, and there is the level, right? If this holds, then what we need to be watching for is, you know, a reversal. And how do we start to spot that before the masses? Watch where, you know, in a bull trend, you want to hold the lower moving averages. So the 8, the 14 in the purple, and the 21 in the yellow, right? So in a uptrend, those are the levels you cannot be breaking if you want to maintain the uptrend. You can go back and look at any bull trend or bear trend, right? I mean, it's the same both ways, right? So if you're maintaining a bear trend, you want to hold at most the 21. Really, if you start to break above that, you know, the ice is breaking for the bears, right? And in a bull trend, the ice is breaking for the bulls if you start to break that. So that's plain and simple the lines in the sand for Ethereum especially. I mean, look how textbook it's held the 21 EMA. So if we start to close, you know, anywhere this, you know, south of this in the inverted chart, right? It's difficult to kind of explain back and forth. I'm trying to kind of make it as easy to understand as possible for you, certainly if you haven't seen this before. So if we start to close this direction, maybe it's easier to do it this way, right? So if we can close a candle above where we've been before, right? Look at that yellow. If we start to close a weekly candle above the 21 EMA, then we have a fighting chance to end this BS bear market, right? Until then, it's bear market, plain and simple, and don't get bullish until you see the evidence and the facts, no matter what your favorite influencer says or Logan Paul. I don't know why he just randomly popped in. He's in some memes that I watch. You guys watch memes? I watch some memes every now and again. It's funny. You gotta, you know, laugh and, you know, forget about all the boring times and, you know, that we lost all our money. Going back to Ethereum on the weekly, let's zoom out to the monthly, see if we have anything new. Right? So the downtrend, aka uptrend, right? And now the move in the opposite direction, right? So the primary trend though, right? If you're looking at primary, secondary trends of any market, right? The primary trend for Ethereum is up, right? There's the primary trend. The secondary trends are going to be right here, your bear markets, right? Bear market, secondary trend, bear market, secondary trend. Primary trend is this way. This is part of the primary trend. This is part of the primary trend. Secondary trends run counter to primaries, right? So that's how that works. So for Ethereum's entire life, primary trend is up. That's exactly what you want to see. There's some coins that don't do that, surprisingly, and people are, you know, all in on those. Some people's favorite coins look the actual opposite of this. Some people's favorite coins look like this, non-inverted, right? So be aware of that. Maybe that's you, hopefully not. Get out of those coins, right? Follow the price charts. That'll tell you everything you need to know. So monthly candles now, right? Getting above this, same zones, right? They're still working, right? Monthly support zone, right? Or resistance zone in this inverted chart, right? If we break outside of this, look how easy and clean and clear this is, right? There's big trouble for Ethereum if we start closing outside of, you know, that 1,100 zone, right? Look at this. This spells huge trouble on technical charts if we break this. I'm not saying we're going to, I'm not saying we're not going to. Just saying watch the evidence in the charts, and so far we're okay, right? If Bitcoin can, I think, maintain 14K or above, I think Ethereum will hold its low right here, or you know, we see that end up seeing a wick maybe down a little bit lower, and then we hold it and then kind of get out of this bearish trend and start reversing back to the upside. So monthly Ethereum chart, inverted, non-inverted, clear as day, right? There's your support resistance levels. Now, if you're still with me, for the 4 of you, kudos to you. I like to do a couple of bonuses for those that stay the whole time. And let's go to Ethereum and Bitcoin. And what do we see here? Still an inverted chart, but going back in history. And this is the regular chart. Look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin for its entire history. If you're going to pick a coin to gain against Bitcoin, Ethereum's pretty good based on this chart, going all the way back to 2015, the low. Now, this has nothing to do with fiat valuation. This is the valuation against Bitcoin. You want to be holding coins that are gaining on Bitcoin. Otherwise, you should just be holding Bitcoin, right? Look at this. Higher lows with a flat top, right? Rising wedge, ascending triangle, right? On just the past 6-7 years or so, right? No, nothing major here, right? Wrong. This is major. We're looking at not the next 4 seconds or 4 minutes or 4 days, like, you know, some of your favorite YouTubers, but we're looking at maybe the next 6 to 12 months of a massive multi-year, you know, ascending triangle breakout against Bitcoin. And if this happens, I would expect Ethereum to go absolute bonkers, batshit crazy to the upside, both against fiat and Bitcoin, right? Once this clears and confirms, and it's a big if, right? You have to put the if on the asterisk there, right? There's no guarantees in anything. You're just trying to improve your odds. But if this plays out, right, and keep in mind, we're looking at possibilities of coming into, you know, the next 6 to 12 months, maybe you're creeping up here. But look at the time frame at the bottom here, right? We're in like spring 2024 here for potentially maybe getting out. Now, could it happen earlier? Sure. The odds, I would say, holding this, I mean, look at how long we've been holding it since May of 2021, you know, pressing up, right? Maybe we break into this zone and then trend sideways again, slightly up. And then maybe in 12 months from now, we break out. And once we do break out, I feel like this is going to absolutely go horseshit crazy to the upside against Bitcoin. That you're going to want to be in Ethereum if this confirms, right? That is going to be absolute craziness. So now one more thing I wanted to do, Gaussian channel. Let's look at the monthly Gaussian channel, right? Let's flip it normal, right? Look at this. This is the monthly Gaussian channel. Briefly red, now back to green against Bitcoin, right? Let's put it on the weekly, right? Green, right? Ethereum is green on the Gaussian channel weekly against Bitcoin, right? We're in danger of turning red, right? So if we start to come back down here and lose kind of maybe the 70,000 sats on the right, yeah, you don't want to be doing that. But like zooming in here, we have some room to go. Whoops. We have some room to go. We have this is just a trend line to show which direction you're going, right? Trend lines are not concrete, make or break either way, right? You shouldn't be like, if we peek outside of it, you shouldn't, you know, capitulate and get out, right? It's just showing you the general direction. However, I would be watching kind of the lower Gaussian channel. There's 60,000 sats. You want to watch the 200 week, right? If we close below that, then we're in serious shit. But until then, right, we're in this uptrend. Watch the Gaussian channel on the weekly very bigly. Now let's go back real quick because I forgot to look at the Gaussian channel on the weekly against USD. Right, so let's move all the rest of this BS out of here. Whoops, and we're going to whatever channel chart we just accidentally hit. I removed all the indicators. Let's go back. Let's get this back zoomed in here. Okay, right, remove drawings, technical error. There we go. Okay, so weekly Gaussian channel red against fiat, right? Obviously, right? Bear market, no shit. But could we potentially flip this around? Yes, obviously. We're going to flip it around again in the next bull run. But my point of this, and I wanted to show you this, that the weekly Gaussian channel being red, yeah, accumulation time, right? Anytime you're under the Gaussian channel in the red, it's just DCAs. That's the smart play, right? Anywhere in there. But it could be some time. This is why I wanted to show you this. How long could we be looking at before this turns back green? Well, to turn green, you have to be going up. Right? When you turn red, it's going down, right? That should make sense. Now let's go back and look at the last time, right? Look how much time you have, right? Wait till it turns back green. Wait till the price action's on top. You have plenty of time. Imagine you went all in Ethereum at $300. You'd be okay, right? You'd be doing okay. Would you care if it's at $1,200 or $1,300? Absolutely not, right? If you're buying back in here. So the same thing will hold true the next bull cycle, right? You know, 10K, 12K. For Ethereum against fiat is possible for the next cycle. Hold your horses. Now, look at this, right? So let's see when we could, you know, roughly see this out, right? Something like this, right? You could kind of fathom it in your brain, right? If prices start to kind of ease on up here for the next 12 months, right? Doesn't mean we have to wait to actually go batshit crazy to the upside, right? 1,200 to 2,000 or 2,500 is a very likely possibility before this Gaussian channel turns green. So if we do, look at the times here. I mean, I think at the earliest, we're probably looking at next fall, right? Q4, maybe late Q3 at the earliest. And that's if prices get going relatively soon here to the upside. we're more likely looking at 12 months plus until we can get this Gaussian channel back green again, right? We have to get prices going back first. It's going to take probably $2,000 Ethereum against US dollars to get to this point, right? Right here, right? So $300 last bull cycle will be the new $2,000 this bull cycle, very likely. Now, look what's ahead. You're right. You don't have to rush this. We're probably somewhere in this area right now, right? Look at this, right? We have lots of time to go. It doesn't mean prices won't move up, but patience, right? Buying at 2,000 this time will be like buying at 300 last time, right? You're going to still have plenty of upside. Just looking at this chart, right? Ethereum will surprise most going forward, right? It's one of the safer, most safe coins for, wealth protection. Maybe not the best for building wealth, but hey, it's going to be better than Bitcoin, right? It's outperformed Bitcoin its entire life. We just looked at that damn chart, right? Ethereum Bitcoin has trended up forever against Bitcoin, right? There's not many coins that do that. So my rant to you, hopefully for the 4 of you that are watching this learning, you'll be one of the minority that succeed in the next bull cycle. Cheers to your success, and I'll see you on the next video. Let's do car of the day. If you're still here, Porsche 911 GT3, one of my favorite Porsches. Had to get the model as well. Love the absolute everything about this car. One of my favorite ever designed, right there. Porsche 911 GT3, and my favorite supercar color of yellow. Take any supercar in yellow. You can just get it for me. I won't complain at all. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Follow us on Telegram for those of you that are still watching and aren't already. No people. And we'll see you on Twitter as well. Try to post some extras there. Thanks so much. I'm out with my high-pitched voice. I'm out.